봉인을 깨려는 건가? 이대로 봉인이 깨지게 놔둘 수는 없어. 검은 마법사, 나와 함께 가자.
Alright, so you just watched the intro trailer to the Luminous class. Well, I guess it wouldn't be the trailer, it would be like the intro sequence when you make the character. And I'd have to say it looks a lot better than the other intro sequences for the other classes that they've made. And me and Kevin in Maple 101 today are going to talk about the different classes coming out. I think 3, actually. We're going to talk about 2 for sure. We got info on 2, and then a little bit on a 3rd. So, we're going to talk about Luminous first, because we just showed you that pretty cool intro. So, yeah, go ahead. Kevin's done a lot more research on it than I have, so...
So the Luminous, which is already released in KMS, to the new update called the Tempest update. I don't know if we're going to call our update for the Luminous Tempest or not, but for its release, the Luminous is what I should say, the final hero, completing the whole Maple archetype of the the hero class and such. And according to the intro movie, you could see that the Luminous is actually looks like he's the one who he kind of single-handedly like sealed up the Black Mage, and then like the rest of the heroes kind of like
weakened him,
fought him. Yeah, they like weakened him. I mean, like Luminous kind of did all the sealing up. Like even though it was even though you guys could not like understand Korean or see the tutorial gameplay, Frode, who is the former Dragon Champion or Dragon Master before Evan, he started up these seals, and he wasn't able to activate the seals to seal the Black Mage because he got injured and then succumbed to his injuries, later dying. But before those seals dying away, Luminous comes in and helps build up the seals again to seal the Black Mage. But at the same time, the Black Mage injected his powers into Luminous, so making him absorb part of the Black Mage and in other words, he has the Black Mage kind of inside him. And after that, Luminous would be unconscious, back to level 1, the whole story of every hero. They always lose their memory.
Yeah, lose the memory, reset.
But there's a unique thing going on with Luminous, is that for first job in Luminous, you have a choice between you have a choice between choosing light skills or dark skills, which is a really different. It's almost like going down 2 roads. But if you go down the dark path, he will continue trying to get his dark powers stronger, and if you go on a light path, you'll do stuff for the sake of Maple World and all the shenanigans. So I wouldn't say that Luminous contains a story in which you can totally choose what he'll be, good or evil. No, he's not that kind of guy. He's still considered the Maple hero and such. But I think it's just like a choice of class or something. But in the end, he will end up having both light and dark abilities.
I gotcha. So what you're saying is you can kind of both classes or both directions lead in the same ending kind of thing. Like you can choose light or dark, and but it still gives you that kind of customization that you can build him differently.
Yeah.
So alright, that's pretty cool. Earlier we were kind of like, when we were discussing it, we were talking about how similar the storyline is to like Harry Potter and stuff.
Yeah. You have a magician here.
The part of Voldemort lives inside of him. And like how Luminous is like hairy or something, and part of the Black Mage.
Voldemort inside him. So,
and,
Mrs. Rowling, you're gonna have to make a lawsuit. No, I'm kidding. Don't start a lawsuit. You should totally show him that thing that you made.
Oh yeah, I'll throw it in somewhere.
Throw it in. Okay.
And so anyway, we're got some gameplay of Luminous, which I believe this gameplay is of the 4th job, right?
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah. And a little reminder: as of the Tempest update, 3rd job is going to start at level 60, and 4th job is going to start at level 100, giving hints of a possible, very much anticipated 5th job. There's a lot of people who are disagreeing with that theory, and saying, oh, there's no 5th job, they're just making it easy because, oh, bosses are harder. Oh, well, we don't know for sure, but this is just a small little hint, if they're really putting this level cap down, there could be a possibility of a 5th job. I'm not saying there is, I'm not saying that there will be, but it's a possibility, and anything is possible, really.
Yeah.
So what's your opinion on, the strength of this Luminous? I mean, this thing looks a bit overpowered.
Yeah, well, a lot of the, there's a lot of skills where it just hits a lot for, like, 7Ks. Now, in my opinion, hitting constant or multiples of that low of a number isn't...
Especially at level 100.
Well, at level 100, yeah, well, a lot of classes are kind of doing that anyways nowadays, Especially, like, classes like Dual Blade, which hit 8 times and then they got Shadow Partner, And, but then there are times where, like, I was watching the gameplay and they... the character hit like 900k on like multiple monsters, and it's like, okay, that is a little overpowered. You're not even like, you're halfway to 200 and you're already hitting close to damage cap. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, a little thing on the damage cap. The 900k that we just saw in that video that Luminous does, that is a skill called Absolute Kill. It's a skill that has a cooldown rate, but it is, well, as the skill is described, it kills instantly any monster. Or if it doesn't kill the monster, if it's attacking a boss monster, it would do 300% damage. Just to put it out there. But yeah, looks can be deceiving.
Still, it's like, being able to hit damage cap at that low level. I mean, I didn't hit damage cap until I was max level with some fairly decked out, equips that I had to buy, and let's just say those equips weren't cheap, and it's like, it doesn't look like this person's fully equipped. They don't even have a Zuckum helmet,
Oh yeah.
So,
well, there could be an X involved, but I don't know. I don't know if this is Tespia or... I think this is Tespia, but...
If it's Tespia, do you think there would be any, like, something that would buff their character?
Yeah, like, I'm sure, because it is 20 times EXP in Tespia. I mean, like, look, like, I just leveled up.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. He's not... It's like... Yeah, I can see. Does that wrap it up for Luminous, then?
I'm not sure, but... Yeah, for now, I think that's a wrap up for Luminous.
Alright.
I know how some people are really upset about how there's a big explosion of phantoms, but trust me, once Luminous comes out,
oh yeah,
they'll be surprised.
Oh yeah, well, that's how every class is. There's always any new class that comes out. There's going to be a huge wave of them, and then about 20% of them actually stick with the class.
Exactly. Or 10 to 20.
Yep. And so anyway, the next job we are going to talk about is Kaiser. Now, Kaiser is a part of a new category, which is, completely... It's like, okay, you got Explorer, Cygnus Knight, Resistance, Hero, and now there's going to be another one called Nova. Yay, they're naming it after our server. Anyway, so Kaiser, we got some gameplay of that. No trailer yet, but there is going to be 3 classes to the Kaiser, and classes to the Nova category. And so far we know Kaiser and got gameplay. there is another one that is currently being, like, there's some design concept art that I'll show, and then there's another third one that is to be determined. No info really, just that there will be. And but for now we'll go over Kaiser. So what info do you have on that, Kevin?
According to Inkwell's diary, which is a very well-known development diary, Kaiser is part of the Nova. And I just said that anyways.
Yeah.
And they're from a world called Grandis. And Grandis is some sort of world separate. I don't know if it's in Maple World or it's a whole new world all by itself. But there's a place in Grandis called Pantheon. And Pantheon is the home of the Nova. And Novas are like most of the races in Maple. You have the human race, the elf race, and the demon slayer race, and what else is there? I think that's it. And there's a Nova race. The Nova race has some weird, I don't know if they're horns or just some strange ears. You'll see it. You'll see.
Yeah, I can see horns on the guy's head.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, I don't know much about the Kaiser story because the Kaiser story hasn't really been released, or at least no. I just can't find the story right now. I don't know if the story's out yet or not, but if you can see, the Kaiser is a warrior type Nova, and the Kaiser looks like a mix of Demon Slayer and the Aaron. And the wings, I don't know if they're going to be put to any use or something, but it really
from what I can
does look
see,
like a mix.
from what I can see is I thought I saw him like gliding a little around. I don't know. I saw him like jumping sideways, maybe like a flash jump. I can't really remember. Just kind of remember seeing that. But the skills look really cool. He's got like this transformation skill that turns him into this really cool looking just Bamf, and he also has like a grapple hook that like makes him grapple up to the platform above him, and then
that's really cool.
Yeah, that's a cool. I mean, they got all sorts of like jumping, like the mechs have the jump method and whatnot, and different classes have different ways of getting up quicker. And I think that's a cool new idea for you know getting up to a new platform. Another skill I saw is he was like summoning like these swords, and then the swords would like homing missile onto different monsters around them, you know. And then his basic attacks kind of look like the Demon Slayer stuff, where you just keep attacking, and that's like your main skill, and it kind of puts this effect around it, but it's like a dragon effect instead of like a demon effect or something. And but is there any?
The effects are very dragon based.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Talk about Dragon Knight. I have to rename that. No, I'm kidding.
And but yeah, he summoned like a dragon that blew fire, and another one that looked like probably it's like the cannons that cannoneers have. They set down and they attack as you're away or something. But the mobility is really good for a warrior. Looks like a really fun class. Again, it's dishing out a lot of constant 5 to 7k, in that range, like just the way it attacks, it's like it hits way too much. But
it could just be the fact that, well, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what Nexon's plans are, because if there is going to be like as you said before, there's Nexon and Wizette have created some seriously powerful bosses, and we're talking about bosses where it's like you need to be in level. If you really want to solo this, you probably have to be in level
dude,
200.
It doesn't even matter. Level 200 damage cap players are having difficult fighting Cygnus, and even they're coming out with new ones. Arceum, and now what's that one that just came out? Hela. I mean, I don't know anything about her, but it just seems like every time they come out with a new boss, there's some sort of twist. Like Arceum had that one-hit KO thing that just hit you for like damage cap or something, and I mean you get like multiple chances to go fight him, and you don't lose as much experience when you respawn, I don't think. But it was like, you know, that was a new twist. There wasn't another boss who just killed you that quickly, kind of thing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
I think
Cygnus would heal for like 500 million HP or something. No, I think it was more. I can't remember. But I mean, that is a lot, you know. That's a lot of HP. That's like 3 Zuckums. You know, and
oh yeah, and Hilla on hard mode, she has 2.1 billion HP. So you got.
Yeah, I mean that's the max number they can give a boss. You know, and they're coming out with Chaos Pink Bean. You know, as if Pink Bean wasn't, you know, hard enough. And so it's like they're coming out with these bosses that are just like extraordinarily like difficult. And like I think it's like they're trying to make it so you have to go with the party, because you know characters have become so strong nowadays, and it's their own fault for coming out with potential and then, you know, the alien potential, and just making your items so powerful that, you know, your character is like, so it's like you get the few people who can spend enough money on the game, you know, thousands of dollars, and they become so godly that it was like unfathomable what you never would have expected someone to become that powerful back in the day. You know,
I think it's just a marketing scheme, probably, because they want, you know, if you want to be good in this game, you have to probably dish out a couple coins. You know,
yeah,
it's how most gaming companies do. I don't know if that's the case, but if there really is going to be,
well, yeah, you could say that they're doing that. I mean, come on, they came out with miracle cubes. It was genius. It's like, hey, you can, you know, make your items better. And for $1 you can reset and try and get better, you know, and people have spent hundreds of dollars trying to get one item up a single rank, you know? I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad marketing idea, I'm just saying it's really affected how the game plays.
It's smart, though, that they did.
And, but, you know, now that you got characters that, you know, players who are that powerful, they are making bosses for people that powerful, you know? And I mean, just look at how they're developing these new classes now. I mean, it's like back in the day, I remember hitting like 8K on double, you know, lucky 7s for my assassin, and then having Shadow Partner. You know, I was like level 100, and I was hitting like 8Ks, and I thought I was doing really good damage, and I thought I was really cool. And now there's you know, all sorts of classes. I mean, look at this one. He's hitting like 4 monsters at one time, 6+ times, and hitting, you know, more damage than I was. You know, way more, like triple damage.
And multiply that, you got quite a lot.
You know, and it's like, it's just ridiculous how much more damage all these new classes is doing compared to the way it used to be, you know?
Oh yeah.
So, but, you know, that's, I guess, you know, it's not really bad. It's just, I see it as like, as an old time Mapler, it's like, wow, I wish I was able to do that when I was playing back then. You know,
I'm sure everyone would have.
And I can see how a lot of people just don't like the game anymore because it is too easy. I mean, hitting
either too easy or just a little bit unfair. Like,
yeah,
you know, there's always that one of the unfair advantage.
But it is cool. Like, a lot of these skills are really cool. I mean, it looks fun. I mean, I guess it would get to the point where, you know, they gotta change things a little, or else, you know, it's not fun anymore, you know? And this looks like a new class with different mobility and fun skills that you could sit here and train for a while and not get bored with it. So
it does. Actually, it really does, yeah.
And anyway, what information do you have about this other class, supposedly?
Well, according to the concept art, this class is apparently going to be a female. I'm not sure if it's going to be gender locked or not, but it's most likely it's a female Pirate Nova, probably to make up for the Pirate Hero. You know, everyone. There's no Pirate Hero.
Oh.
Anyways, looks pretty cool, like, but it looks very.
I'm seeing in the concept art that this character also has horns, and also looks like it has dragon, like, weapons. Yeah, it's like dragon themed. So it would be safe to assume that these classes are going to be dragon related, and like you said, since they're like a new race, it's, you know,
probably part dragon.
Yeah. So
her weapons are different.
Her weapons are different. They're kind of like the knucklers, but it's like they got a clamp
but they're
on.
Not okay, if I was ever to explain, if you played Mega Man, it looks like it's like a Mega Buster. Let's just put it to that.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. That's dragon shaped.
That has like a dragon mouth. Yeah.
That looks, you know, I mean, that would be an interesting class, and to see gameplay of that, I would be very much, you know, interested in that. So,
I think it'd be great. Like,
yeah.
I think a new pirate class would be great. I mean, even though pirates are very underrated. I don't know if they're underrated or overrated, but to me, I think they're underrated.
Yeah. Well, I don't really like the first two pirate classes. The Cannoneer was fun up until about 4th job, and then I realized it was kind of the weakest.
Redundant.
I thought it was the weakest 4th job I've ever played. Mainly because, you know, it hit high, but all its attacks attacked so slow. It was like, you know, I just felt like I couldn't get anything done. I like the faster attacking kind of classes because, you know, even though they hit lower, I can always improve that lower number to a higher number and, you know, still keep that insane fast, you know, number. Think of it as like you're using a slow weapon versus a faster weapon. You know, if you can hit the same number with the faster weapon, wouldn't that mean it's better than, you know, you get what I'm saying, kind of thing? So,
yeah.
You know, that's how I thought, you know, when I was playing my Cannoneer, I got to 134, I think, and I was like, none of these skills are, like, keeping up with me. It's like, it has great mobility, and it's a fun class up until 4th job, and it levels really well. But other than that, it's like it doesn't keep up with like a lot of other classes, in my opinion. The mechanic was that was a fun class. There's so many different attacks and skills and machines you can make that I enjoyed that class until I moved to Nova and realized for some reason I couldn't bring them with me.
I like mechanics. They're cool.
Yeah,
I don't see them a lot, really.
No, I would say they are underrated. A lot of people don't like them, and
at first people thought they were overpowered, which they actually were until they got nerfed.
But now they got, you know, unlimited siege mode, which I would say is, you know, kind of fixed that because it's like, you know, I don't know.
It's like a steampunk Gundam. That's what I think of them.
Well, yeah. Just,
that's what it looks like.
Well, it's just constant damage. I mean, before it lasted 5 seconds, then you'd have to wait 15 and use it again, you know? But now it's just like, toggle on off, and, I don't know. I don't know why they decided to go that way. I thought it was fine before, or maybe people just, well, there was a lot of glitches with it, I guess. I remember there was glitches. Like, I would go into it, and then, for some reason, sometimes I would, like, it wouldn't let me attack, and then I could also move around, and it's like, siege mode, you can't do that. You're not allowed to move around. It kind of like plants you, and you have to sit there, you know? But, so yeah, I think that's all that we were planning on talking about today.
Most likely. A little announcement. If you guys have checked or not, Inkwell's Diary has also put some weird GIF file of an Aaron doing some really strange and different attacks. And people there's a lot of people saying that it could be a revamp, or it could be the hint that there is a 5th job, but I kind of have to doubt that. I don't think I'm going to give a little bit of an opinion on this, but I don't think any class deserves a 5th job more than the Explorers, because Explorers are like almost now they're starting to become more of a dying class. Unless you're talking about Ultimate Explorers. Ultimate Explorers are different, but there kind of needs to be a 5th job if they're gonna catch up. But anyways, I can't tell if it's a revamp or not because if it's a graphical revamp, I mean, hell, that thing is nice. It looks pretty cool. So if you guys can find that somewhere, the Aaron graphical revamp.
I'll get links from you and I'll include them in the info below. So
yeah.
And what you said there's like what's the thing called, the diary or something?
Inkwell diary.
All right, yeah. You send me a link to that and I'll include it in the description below. And then people can check it out if they feel like it. And but yeah, so thanks for listening to us talk about Maple stuff.
Maple 101.
Yeah, this is so cool, man.
This is Kevin signing out, saying hey, howdy ho.
And I'm Jake. Jake. I guess I never call myself Ion. It's like I got the YouTube name Ion, but no one really calls me that. Or I know I don't really call myself that. It's like I was like, hey, this is Ion. Welcome to my channel. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this today. And I don't know. I just find it weird because sometimes I like think about it and like, should I do that or should I not? All right, so yeah. We'll talk to you later, guys. Join us next time when we talk about other stuff on Maples. You ever play that game Maples, dude?
Yeah, totally.
Maples is like my game. If you guys need more help with tutorials and stuff, make sure to check out hiddenstreet.net. They are a database for MapleStory, and they have all sorts of stuff. And if you play in GMS, you'd hit Maple Global, and they got all sorts of tabs on the side that you click, and it just gives you so much information. Just about everything you need to know is on this site, so make sure to check them out if you're lost. And to make things easier for you guys, I'll include a link in the bottom right corner of this video, along with links to my Facebook and Twitter if you want to add me there. And there's also a subscribe button, so please subscribe, like, comment. If you have any questions, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And if you're connected with the cult Facebook, there are 2 groups that you can join if you play in Nova. The first one is Bella Nova. This is the new one that I had just joined, and it is very populated, and people are putting up stuff for selling. If you're looking for an item or just someone to party quest with, this would be a good way to try and find someone. And then the other one is Nova Nation, and you just go up to your search bar and Nova Nation or Villanova, and both are very good. Villanova's more for the merge of Nova and Bella, and they try and be very social and whatnot, but there's not a lot of drama there. So if you're getting a lot of drama from the new merge, like with Bello and stuff, you can check it out, and because apparently they don't try and do that. So hold on, and so yeah, you check those out. If you're on Facebook, you can get connected with people that you play with in game, and then you can you don't have, if they're not online, you can still contact them out of game, and it's very, very helpful, especially when someone isn't playing and you need their help. So yeah, go send them a request if you're interested in joining, and one of our admins will add you